We have on the site, we have 27 topical categories. Employee communication is a research area that you can come into from many different directions and points of view. We have 27 topical categories. We have loaded about 50 abstracts, article abstracts to date. We have 10 more that are in the pipeline that'll be added next week. So we're starting to add a bit of critical mass to what we do. And I had told Frank last spring when we were finalizing the approach we were going to take that I thought we could have 80 or 100 research articles abstracted and up by the end of the year. And I think we'll be able to do that. My colleague at the University of Alabama, a wonderful Chinese doctoral student named Lan Yi, and I have weekly meetings. We have looked at about 300 articles to date, selected out the ones that seem to be most appropriate for the site. We edit the abstracts several times to make them more concise. We've limited them to about 300 words. And I pulled up one that I want you to take a look at here. And it's because it shows you the structure that you use. If you go onto the website, click on an article or a header, it's going to take you to this abstract. This is the format. Simply done. We have topical information, author, title, and publication, a summary of the study. These vary in length depending generally on the complexity or scope of the study. We have an important section near the bottom, implications for practice. In each article, we try to include at least one or several takeaways for practitioners who might be reading these in terms of things that they can think about or things that they might try out actually on the job. A location of the article, we try to find articles that we can provide electronic links to. That's not always possible. In the case of this study, it's out of print. It was a study done that I'm going to talk about a little bit through IABC. It's available through libraries. And then various tags for our search engines. Now, this to me is a good study. It's a good one, and I picked this one out of the 50 that are online because it's about best practices, which our session is about this afternoon. A study that was funded by the IABC Research Foundation and carried out in 2004. It included a survey of some hundreds of employee communication professionals across 500 companies, interviews as well with I think 22 or 25 of them, and a number of case studies that were brought together. It illuminated 4 key challenges that employee communicators faced at that time, 2 of them significantly higher than the other 2. And they're interesting because I don't think we've solved either one of these problems yet. The number 1 issue at the time, aligning employees with organizational strategy and direction. That's still an issue that we confront. And number 2, motivating leaders and supervisors to engage in their communication responsibilities on the job. I don't know how much we talk about that. I don't see a lot of literature about that. But when I talk with groups and I'm working with companies, typically about 1 out of 4 companies has what I would describe as real communication accountabilities for frontline managers and supervisors. About the same number has what I would call real communication skills training for frontline managers and supervisors. So there are a number of people that could benefit from more of both of those. Key finding overall, and this was about, well, given these problems, what are the best practices that organizations can use? The finding was there's no magic bullet. There is no one best practice, no one size that fits all companies. The key is that best practice companies are able to customize and creatively adapt approaches, strategies, and tactics to fit their unique cultures and specific needs. These are the key implications for practice. You can't go out to another company, see a best practice, bring it into your company, drop it in, and assume that it's going to work. Because the variables are all different. And the key variables are the cultures that are different, supervisory skills and capabilities, and the extent to which leaders are committed to an effective communication program.